No, I don't. No, I don't.
All right.
Hello and welcome to Husky Talk-SNS. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump, and I can now say Jake Voskuhl. Jake Voskuhl, who will be interviewed exclusively on Husky Talk Wednesday. I am actually nervous for this interview because I'm terrified of them. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large and small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you suffered any type of personal injury, a slip and fall, a car accident, a construction beam fell on you at a site, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut, and he will go to war to ensure you get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, if you're in a pinch, call Finch. So we'll split up the sponsors so I don't do them all at once. I was told that would be more advantageous. So we'll get into it right away.
Okay.
Wow. So we have 2 weeks to discuss, and I will start with obviously the bad first, which was last Sunday. We watched our Giants play against the Saints of New Orleans, and that one was very disheartening, I would say, to say the least, because it really seemed to me, obviously, like a game we could have won, and and after what happened with Philly, it would have put us in a situation where we're on a 3-game win streak. Instead, we take that loss and go into Philly and beat them, and it just provides more confusion to me on what do we have with this team. Jaxson Dart was okay. He threw 2 touchdowns. I just didn't like the fact that they threw the ball as much as they did. Cam ran as well as he could. I don't think that especially with the injury situation, I wish the line would have blocked a little bit better for him. I was the bright spot, in my opinion, Bellinger. I like seeing him get involved. I was disappointed we didn't really get after the quarterback, Spencer Rattler. I thought we could have got after him. And that, other than that, I just thought it was a very disheartening, disappointing loss that we could have won, and the turnovers killed us.
Yeah, self-induced turnovers and mistakes. Yeah. 2 things that jump out for me. All off season and leading up to the game, that was like our guaranteed victory.
Exactly. That's why it was on the schedule.
The only one. The only guarantee.
That was the one everyone was pointing at.
Whole time. Well, we got the Saints. We got that.
We got one thing to look forward to.
We're sandwiching that loss between 2 awesome victories.
I know.
Hasn't happened in 3, 4, 5, 10 years.
Not like Thursday night's performance. Probably, if I would have gotten struck by lightning, I probably would have expected more than the Giants beating the Eagles Thursday night after how they looked against the Saints.
Yeah,
I did not see it coming.
No, the whole time I was waiting for them to screw it up like they did in New Orleans.
Yes.
Just waiting for a fumble, waiting for a pick six.
Yes.
Waiting for a holding. in the end
You're
zone.
waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yes.
Absolutely. And the other thing was, we saw like the reincarnation of Drew Brees. Like Spencer Rattler looked fucking unbelievable.
He was horrible leading up to the game. That's what drove me nuts.
Good for him. His best game in the history of his career was against the Giants. He showed up. He looked awesome. I was like, who's this guy? This guy can play. And then I looked up his stats. He's been terrible forever.
Terrible. He's got one of the worst like EPAs, the way they use to measure quarterbacks. Out of all the starters in the league, and you know they
drafted what's his name from Louisville, right? The big.
They drafted Tyler Slough from Louisville.
What's his name?
I think Slough.
Slough.
Slough. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it, but he was the second round pick.
Yeah.
And they literally brought him in because they anticipated him beating out Spencer Rattler, taking the starting job. And you and I obviously were not monitoring the New Orleans Saints training camp, but Spencer Rattler apparently did well enough to earn the starting job to start the season. Now, they came into this game 0-4.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing. They were one of I think it was them and the Jets were the only winless teams.
That's right.
So I thought this would be more of a coming out party for us after last week. I thought it was a game we could take advantage of offensively, again with the game plan, limit Dart throwing the ball, don't turn it over, run the ball, time of possession like we did last week. We forced some turnover, all that stuff. I thought we could have carried over to the Saints. Yep. And, the thing that killed me last week, we talked about it and you brought it up, was the third down efficiency.
Yeah.
And I think we were close to 50. I think we were 7 for 15. We were really good. And that was huge. You got to be 40% or above. Third down efficiency is considered good. We were 3 for 10 this game. and not a good 3 for 10. We were a bad 3 for 10. Now we were 3 for 5 on fourth down. The ball, again, I do like the way that he's coaching. He's coaching like he's got nothing to lose, which he pretty much does. He's got nothing to lose. He's putting it all on the line. And I do like that. And if we had not had the turnovers, I think it would have been a different outcome. The turnovers, I don't even like saying the number. Do you know the number of turnovers we had against the New Orleans Football Saints?
I believe it was 5.
We had 5. We had 5 turnovers against the Saints. Dart threw 2 interceptions, which is expected when you're having 40 pass attempts. That's why I told you I felt his pitch count should be between 25 and 30 attempts a game. If they can keep it within that range, I think they'll have success. When you're asking him to throw 40 times, I just don't. He is a gunslinger. Yep. He is capable. I don't think he's ready for that yet. And I'd love to see it. Like if we had Neighbors, I think we'd be better off. But we don't have really the personnel. It was good to see the tight ends get involved a little bit more. But the 2 interceptions that he threw, and then, the 3 fumbles, and then, both teams were penalized a lot just because we're bad football teams.
Yeah.
There were 15 penalties overall.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, he threw it 40 times, but a lot of that is because they were down towards the end there. Mm-hmm. Like the last 3-4 possessions, he had to throw it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the first half, it was 16-14 And then the second half, we didn't really get much going. New Orleans dropped 10 more, and it was 26-10. He was slinging it around, and we just couldn't score any points the second half. Yeah, and that was just brutal offensively, and it just shows like what you talked about. Teams watch film, and like what I said to you, the line Norris used to always say, "Hey, they get coached too."
Yep,
that's what happens.
They get paid to win too.
So they obviously went in and made some adjustments, changed some things they were doing. And it worked out for him. And obviously, the biggest thing in my mind was turnovers.
Yeah,
you know, when
the Eagles played like the Giants did in New Orleans.
Exactly.
Yep.
The turnovers are just rally killers. They're just devastating. The passing game, I just get worried. From this game, I was worried because Bellinger was the leading receiver. Cam led the team in receptions. Johnson was tied with him, but Slayton, 3 catches, 31 yards. Robinson had 5 catches for 30 yards.
Yeah.
There's no, home run hitters. There's no deep shots. We didn't complete a pass over 20 yards. And I
close with little Jordan Humphrey.
Right. I mean, I get that with a younger quarterback, you're not going to take as many shots downfield.
Yeah.
Dart has got the arm. He's got the moxie. I mean, he ran the ball 7 times for 55 yards. I mean, he doesn't give a fuck.
No, he's got to be careful with that. That's not going to last.
He reminds me of Josh Allen. He scares the fuck out of me. Like
he's not as big and strong as Josh Allen.
No,
so he needs to chill.
No, he's not. And that's the last thing they need right now, because he at least looks like he's developing.
The past 3 games have shown you that we live and die by what Dart and Scatterboo do.
By far. And again, I hate giving him credit, but I will. Joe Shane, the draft of his life with this. I mean,
he had to. They weren't. The previous ones were shit.
But I mean, he actually to actually hit on some good picks.
Yeah.
Dart and Cam and Carter, I think, is going to be a specimen. The lineman, I think, is going to be good. I mean, he really did a good job, and it's paying off. I mean, you're seeing it. I know we're not where we want to be, but what the organization, what the Maras had said, they wanted to see improvement.
Yeah.
I think they're getting that. I think they're starting to see some improvement, at least with the team, and that's going to make a difference. And then, obviously, I think if Tracy comes back in the next few weeks, Tracy and Cam is a good combo, because right now it's really, Cam and Dart.
Yep.
Singletary's in there a little bit. He does his shit and gets out. They don't use him very much. Cam, right at 15, 20 carries a game. I think that's kind of his pitch count. I'd like to,
especially if he's catching 5 to 6 balls.
Yeah, he's in there. He picks up
getting over 20 touches.
He picks up blitzes. He's good out of the backfield. He was the steal of this freaking draft, I think.
Totally.
Where they got him, and I'm so happy they got him. And I was happy the tight ends get involved, but this was a bad loss. It was a bad loss.
What's his name got hurt? From the Chargers, the rookie running back.
Oh, did he?
So if he's out for a while and Cam keeps doing his thing,
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna check that. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yep.
Was it today?
No, it happened in the game. I think he hurt his ankle. Hold on.
Oh, I'm just checking it now.
Omarion.
Oh, Hampton. Yes, I did see that. Yes, the North Carolina kid. Yes. You're right.
He's
Right.
going to likely miss more than 4 weeks.
Yes. So Cam, he's what I like about him. He's low to the ground. He's thick. He can take some punishment. I think they need to lean on him one more week, and then Tracy should be back. And then the two of them, I think, will be amazing.
Yeah.
And then I still just want one receiver. Yeah. If they can, but like you said, if you're looking at it as a wasted year, a rebuilding year, why would you give up capital to get like an AJ Brown or a Nico Collins or something like that?
Yeah, they really do save their hide because they need to win to a degree.
They do.
They can show all the hope and promise, but they still got to win to of
course
games for their jobs to be.
I think he needs to get to 8. I think if he gets to 8 and shows progress with Dart, then he'll get another year. Yeah. But the surprising news, like I said, I felt that I had a better shot of being struck by lightning than this happening, was the New York Football Giants beating the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Did not see this coming. But I think it comes down to what you had said early on about starting fast. So Philly, they got the ball, they drove, they kicked the field goal. The Giants answered with a touchdown.
Yep.
And I think, like you said, I think that's huge. When they take that first possession and they go down and score and get 7 points, I think that sets the tone for the rest of the game. And it did offensively for them. They weren't hurting for points like they were last week.
Yep.
And the game plan, I thought, was simplified a little bit more. I liked that Dart, he was very efficient, 17 for 25. That's right where like I said, that's the pitch count. Yep. Keep him at 25. If he's completing 17 to 25, great. Oh. That's awesome. Awesome. Cam was just shy of 100 yards rushing. But again, they did have Tracy back. He did not get a ton of time, which I don't like. Singletary is just useless. I'm the concern I have is Dart, 13 carries for 58 yards. Like, that scares me. Like, I don't.
It's crazy.
I understand the concepts are running, but why do that to him?
Yeah.
I mean, you're risking so much, and yes, you were absolutely right about little Jordan Humphreys coming up. That was really good that they got him involved.
I don't know why they waited a week.
I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking why the hell they waited a week, and I was thinking maybe they were seeing if Tracy was coming back and using that roster spot, but I don't know how their thinking was.
There was never a reason. I mean,
yeah, because if you look at obviously the Saints game to the Eagles game,
the only thing I can think of that I see here is that they're in shitty cap space. Like, they're going to have to restructure.
Oh, they are. They are.
So yes. I think calling someone up and having to pay them and then put money aside for them, I think that kind of fucked them.
Yeah, when you call somebody up during the season, I believe you're on the hook.
Yeah,
for the full year salary, regardless.
It at least has to go into the bank.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah. I mean, his salary is fully guaranteed for the year.
Yes.
I believe, since he's been called up, whatever it is, week 5, week 6. But it was just a great win all around. I mean, I focus on the offense because I'm an offensive guy. Yeah. I like the way that Jaxson spreads the ball around. Only 25 attempts, but he relied on Robinson.
Yep.
And you mentioned Humphrey. That was huge. That was huge for him to have Humphrey there. I think that made a big difference for him to have 4 catches like that. And obviously, Hyatt got in more. The tight ends again. Johnson had 2 catches, 2 big catches. And
I was all about that in New Orleans, how they brought in that 12 and 22 package.
Because I really think that gives them such an advantage personnel-wise, because defenses aren't built to line up to that anymore.
Right.
You come out in 12, you come out in 22. Defenses are base nickels now. I mean, they're 4-2 fronts or 3-3s. That's just how they are.
Yeah.
So when you come out like that, they don't know how to line up. They either line up and they'll walk up the safeties or the outside backers on the tight ends, and play like a 5-man front, or they'll widen the ends and play kind of like a 4-4 look with a 1 high safety.
Yep.
So it puts them in a bind. And then personnel wise, I was just talking about this with Joe D. Joe D's like, Carl Banks and Gary Reasons and LT, they're not walking through that door to play linebacker for anyone. I mean, those were the guys who could play against 12 personnel and stop the run.
Right.
These teams don't have that.
The person matchup it can be a nightmare. And, I think they should try and take advantage of that more. Even if it's not like the Saints, they should still test other teams. Because, like, I've always really liked Bellinger. Jake Johnson getting a little bit better. Theo Johnson's, like, at first I wasn't sold on him, but he seems to be getting better. So they should utilize those 2 more. And then you can pound away. Even if you do 13 personnel, because Chris Manhertz is the better blocker, you do 13 personnel with Scattaboo, who's stopping that, man?
Yeah, it gives you so many options with the run game. You can run power, you can run counter, you can run all your play actions off of it. You can run naked, you can run your stuff in the pocket with the half roll and get the tight ends out. There's a lot you can do with it, and I like that a lot better than, especially in early down situations, short yardage situations, because you have more options. Now, defensively, I was thoroughly impressed that we were able to kind of rattle Jalen Hurts a little bit. I mean, he
I didn't even want
strictly by his numbers, he was good, but what do you?
I couldn't believe what the Eagles were doing. I don't know why. So where's Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore, he's with the Saints. He's that coach of the Saints,
and he was with the Eagles last year.
Yes,
I don't know why they didn't run the ball.
Just didn't call him.
well, that. But why not just do the same game plan he did last year? Why not just run the ball? Like, running the ball has always set up the pass. It rarely works the other way around. Jalen Hurts is a fine quarterback. He had 1 bad pass. He was put in like shit positions. Him and Goddard had shit going on all day.
Big time.
They didn't utilize Saquon at all, and he was their bread and butter. I was just like, what are they doing?
He was averaging 5 yards a carry, and they gave him 12 carries, and it was like, they went into halftime. It was 20-17. They came out in the 3rd quarter, and it seemed like a completely different team. They just abandoned what they were doing.
The game plan and play calling sucked.
Big
I don't
time.
know if it was RPOs. I don't know if it was the OC. I don't know if it was Sirianni. But I'm really not an offensive X's and O's guy. But it stuck out to me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I can't remember if they made Sirianni give up the play calling or not.
I would imagine so, but he's still going to do his thing like every
no, it's his offense.
Yeah.
I think that I can't remember if they made him give up the play calling, but yeah, they just when they got into the second half, it legitimately looked like a different team. Because I mean, if you break it down, you just look at the total plays. I mean, we had 67 plays. They only had 56. And, to give Saquon Barkley, who is your man on a mission, 12 carries is criminal.
Dude, it was unbelievable. Even when they were down, you can still run it because he's so dynamic. He can
absolutely
at any point. I was just flabbergasted. And it's another great example of keep it simple, stupid. There's no need to overthink it. It's the Giants and Shane Bowen's their DC.
That's what I would have said. I don't
want to hear that you saw shit you've never seen before. Come on.
I would have got that. That's exactly what I would have said in the locker room. I would have brought everyone together and said, "Guys, we're playing the Giants.
Yeah.
Come on. Can we wake up now? Can we just start playing and execute, and we'll be fine." And that was the thing that I mean, I was happy. We got after him. We sacked Hurts 3 times, which was good to see. We had an interception on him, which was good to see.
Yeah.
The turnover battle, it was just 2 turnovers,
yep.
But it was good that we got him. That was where we've struggled all year. But again, one of the things that you talked about, time of possession. We barely won that. We won the time of possession. We had more penalties. The other thing you talked about was the red zone. 3 for 3 in the red zone. They were 2 for 3. They gave up 3 sacks. We had two, I believe. And then, total yardage, we had them in total yards, and we each had 10 drives. So it was pretty split. But
wherever we beat them was not significant.
No, not at all. It was
that goes to show you how bad
it was on them. It was on them.
Yeah. We won and capitalized.
Yes.
Off their horrible play.
Yes.
Horrible play. And yes. This was a surprising stat I heard. 10 different starters on defense this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, are you talking about for us or for them?
The Eagles.
Yeah. No, I know they've gone through a lot of different groupings, and they've had some injuries. But yeah, they've been,
their secondary is effed.
Dude, they've been crucified in their local media. And
I'm not surprised. They played horrible.
They're a 4-2 team. And even before this, they were getting crucified in the media.
Yeah. Who'd they play week 1? The week 1 victory, it was so gross, but they won at a pure
Was that Kansas City? I know they played Kansas City.
Oh, then maybe it was the second game they won.
But
maybe it was Dallas.
I'll
but
check.
They won off pure
You're right. It was Dallas. Yes.
Yeah, they're just a better professional team than Dallas, and they didn't play great, but they beat Dallas because Dallas is a joke, and they're world champions. They're defending world champions. They got their
together. And they've been crucified. I mean, they came out. They played a ho-hum game against Dallas. They beat the Cowboys. Then they beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch. That was considered a good win. But everyone was complaining about their offense because they started off slow. They beat the Rams 33-26. They beat Tampa 31-25. And then this was the one that started, they were getting crucified at 4-0. And then they lose to the Broncos 21-17, the Bo Nix. And then they lose to us 34-17. So, I mean,
4-2 and getting slaughtered by the local media.
Well, I mean, Philly is, as we know, they boo Santa Claus. So they're not going to be particularly kind to you regardless.
I mean, I would not be happy with what I just saw because it's one of those examples where like Gettleman or Shane for us were like they've proven that anyone could be a GM. Down in Philly, you're proving that anyone can be an offensive coordinator because anyone can do better than what we saw last week against.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just like, what are they doing, bro?
When you have Jalen Hurts and you have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, like you should be lighting it up.
Did you see AJ Brown? They keep going to AJ Brown on the
side. Oh, they just want something from him. And because he's the one who's been pissed about his production.
I'd be curious if I was a wide receiver diva. I'd be like, "What are we doing here?"
That's what he's saying.
Throwing it to me.
That's exactly what he's been saying. He's been furious because he hasn't been like a focal point in the offense like he used to be. And if I'm not correct, like he's a big body wide receiver. He would get downfield. He was the home run threat, and then Devontae Smith was the guy who would work kind of in space. So they kind of got away from that, and they were winning, so he couldn't really speak up like he wanted to.
Yeah.
But then he started with the cryptic tweets and cryptic messages about maybe wanting to be traded or whatever. That's why I said, would it be worth it for the Giants to get him? And I'm thinking, like, what would they ask for him? I mean, they're not gonna take anything less than probably a second round pick for him.
Yeah.
So
I know
it's not worth it.
I know how he does crazy stuff, but I don't think he's trading.
No. They've said that publicly that they're not going to trade him, and I don't think he's the type to be a guy in the locker room that's going to disrupt things. So that was it. The other thing that was nice to see was Evan Neal was a healthy scratch.
But did he play?
No, he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
And the reel that was made with me saying I trade Evan Reed for a Snickers bar got like 1,000 views. I'm not sure. A Snickers bar at this point may be too much to give up for Evan Neal.
It's the king size. It is.
I mean, I'm starting to go back on. I don't know if I want to give up a Snickers bar for Evan Neal.
Give up a Mars bar.
I may have to do something. I may give up a lemon head for him. Just one lemon head for Evan Neal, because otherwise, like, what the hell? It's just amazing to me how this is just what they did and how he has disrupted the offensive line just because of what they thought they were getting and what they got. But so, we're 2-4. We got 2 big wins. Obviously, we've had rough losses. Obviously the Dallas game could have gone either way. Looking ahead at the schedule coming up.
Well, let me do this. We take a 10-minute break, put these 2 to bed.
Yeah, go ahead.
But while I'm away, I want you to look up great Halloween movies, and I want to talk to you about them.
Okay.
All right?
I got that. Yes.
All right.
Yes. Great Halloween movies. Well, Steven went and saw during Halloween. Oh. That scared the crap out of me. And Sean Mulcahy may remember seeing, it's not a Halloween movie, but we saw, God, what the hell was the name of it? where she came out of the TV and it scared the crap out of me. Naomi Watts was in it. Gotta look it up. Oh, The Ring. Yeah, The Ring was the scariest movie I ever saw. So I've been a Freddy Krueger guy. I'm not. Michael Myers. Michael Myers was good for the first couple, and then obviously I thought it jumped the shark. I know they tried to resurrect it, and I know they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. I'm curious to see where it stands now, because I know they were trying to jumpstart or reboot the series, as they say. And it's tough to do because there's so many. In my opinion, the best Halloween movies have great backstories. They don't necessarily have to be gory and crazy like that. If they have a good story with it, I think that's the scariest. The ones that are kind of gory and all that, I'm not as much into. And that's why Michael Myers had scared me, because and Freddy Krueger scared me. Because Freddy Krueger was the one I would be terrified to go to bed. I'd be terrified to go to bed because I would think that Freddy Krueger is going to come get me in my sleep. Well, Halloween was 1978. John Carpenter, that's where it came out. Holy crap. So I'm trying to see the legacy of it. Okay, so they did. I did love Freddy versus Jason. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's also a good one. I don't think that's Halloween related. I'm trying to see. Okay, the franchise. So I want to see the franchise because they had several of them. Jesus Christ, they had that many of them? So that Halloween Ends was 2022. That was the last one. They rebooted it in 2018. Halloween Kills was 2021. Halloween Ends was October of 2022. And I'm anxious to see if Jamie Lee Curtis was in that one again. And was she? I don't see her. Yes, okay, she was. Okay. And I believe it was her daughter. The story had to do with maybe her daughter. Yes. It was her granddaughter. That's what it was. Okay. So that was a good one. I know they promoted the hell out of that one. I was always a Freddy guy. Freddy scared the crap out of me because it was both gory and just the story scared me because of the sleep, because he's going to get you in your dream. And I just remember not being able to sleep. A Nightmare on Elm Street. I would not be able to sleep. And one of the best actresses was Patricia Arquette, who went on to stardom in other movies. But I know they tried to reboot the series. Honestly, the one I did love was, and I think they only did it once, was Freddy versus Jason. I like that, and that one cracked me up. They did it. They did a television anthology series, Freddy's Nightmares. That's interesting. And then I'm trying to see how many other movies they made, because I know the actor that played him was awesome. Robert something was his name. I'm just trying to see how many sequels they had for it. For A Nightmare on Elm Street. Robert Englund. Robert Englund was the guy that played him. Yes, he is still alive. Yes, Robert Englund I thought was awesome. So A Nightmare on Elm Street had how many? Oh, there's a documentary. Wow. They did a 4-hour documentary. That is interesting. That is interesting. They gave away a limited edition poster. God, there were video games. And then I'm trying to see. Okay, so the movies were 84, 85, 87, 88. Wow, 80. Jesus Christ, every year. 89, 91, 94. Okay, 94, then it stopped. Then 90. I remember I saw this movie in the theater with Ed and J. Chuck, and we were dying. It was 2003, and it was Freddy versus Jason. We freaking loved it, and they never made another one. And then in 2010, they did a remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and that was it. So it didn't have the legs of the Halloween series. But I mean, I thought it was good. But Wes Craven ended up dying, and the estate of Wes Craven had begun to work on future project pitches for a new Nightmare on Elm Street, for a feature film and a Max series. That would be cool. That would actually be cool. I would hope that they consider doing that. I always liked Freddy. I thought he was scary. I mean, he scared the crap out of me. That's what I would say. Freddy did scare me. I would like to. Jason. I mean, the first one was odd. Other than that, I thought it was okay. Oh, there you are. Yeah. So I was looking at it, and then I gotta see how many of those came out. So you have to remember this.
All right. Well, you were talking this whole time.
So yeah, I've been talking this whole time. Well, I have to talk. I can't have dead air.
We couldn't do a break. You couldn't edit it.
No. There's no editing. It's okay.
Excuse me. Sorry, everybody.
So I want you to see if I have to see if you remember this.
Okay.
Terry, Smoot, Uwe, and I went and saw, if you recall, The Ring, and it was the scariest movie I ever saw in my life.
I remember.
And then I believe it was 2 nights later. I have no idea why. We dragged you and Tyler and a couple other guys to see it.
Yep.
And I don't know why I put myself through that again, but I did. I said, you got to see this movie. It's the scariest thing ever.
I'm pretty sure I threw my VCR through the window.
I mean, wasn't it scary, though?
Hell yeah.
Dude.
I'm a scaredy cat, so I have no problem admitting that. But
I was scared to death. I tell a few people this. That night, when we were driving, not with you, the first time we saw it, we were with Terry. We're driving back. In the back seat of the car, we hear a noise and everyone screams. It was all 3 of us. Ah! And then Smoot, we get back to the apartment, and we were going to drop Smoot off, and Smoot goes, Cully,
leave me.
I just don't want to stay alone tonight. And I'm like, Greg, I don't either. It's okay. We literally slept out in the family room.
Yep.
On our couches with the TV on and the light on.
Yep.
Because we were both fucking terrified.
I get it, man. Halloween, I was like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10.
Halloween. Like I was just saying, the movies that have the more cerebral with a good deep story,
Yeah.
I find scarier than the gory stuff.
Yeah. Like
So,
The Exorcist fucked me up, being Catholic and being young.
oh,
Yeah.
oh my God,
So anything scared me since then, like, and I would
The
go to friends' house.
Exorcist. I can't believe you mentioned that.
Oh, it screwed me up. I couldn't sleep alone for like 2, 3 years, maybe more.
I
On the
well,
floor in my sister's and parents' room.
what
Too bad.
I made the mistake. Like I never saw it till probably college.
The
But
Exorcist.
yeah, but I made the mistake of of course I had to Google it and learn more about it.
Yep.
So I read that the actress that played Reagan, she's famous now. I can't remember her name. She had major like back problems
Yep.
after the movie because she was contorting herself and all that stuff.
Yep.
And then I saw one of the not the remakes. I saw the one with the extended scenes
Yep.
where they show her like flipped upside down and
Yep.
crawling down the stairs vomiting.
Mm-hmm.
I was mortified by that. Like I went to church and like prayed and like I had a priest. I went to confession. I
Yeah.
confessed like everything I did in my life.
Absolutely.
I was terrified by that. That movie was
We
and
saw
it was
We saw
based
the
on a
Blair
true
Witch
story.
Project.
Oh my God.
High school senior year. We saw it in the
Yes.
afternoon. We saw it in the
Yes.
afternoon, and we're still
Yes.
scared. Not even the nighttime.
Yes.
The afternoon. Still petrified.
I did the exact same thing. I saw it in the afternoon. You may remember my friend from Providence, my crazy friend from Providence. Rich, his name was. He came to UConn a few times.
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember
yeah,
Rich.
you remember Rich.
Yeah.
So Rich and I go with a friend to see the Blair Witch,
Oh,
and we're mortified. I was terrified.
big
The
mistake.
the lights come on. Rich being Rich, if you remember, Rich was a bit of an asshole.
Uh-huh.
Rich stands up and yells, "So, anyone want to go camping?" And everyone starts throwing stuff at him. Popcorn gets thrown at him. Boo!
Oh, that's an applause for me. That's a great joke.
Dude, like that's
Talk
what he
about
goes.
breaking the ice.
He goes, "So, anyone want to go camping?" Like I thought I swear to God, I thought it was real.
Yo, I want to say for like 2 to 4 weeks, it didn't really come out that it wasn't real.
It didn't until the MTV Music Video Awards where they appeared.
Yep.
Like they wanted that ambiguity of it being.
It worked.
And then I, of course, read about it, but
Yep.
everything that they did to those people, they did not tell them.
I know.
Like
you were telling me, I think you were telling me, they made like no money off the movie.
They had no budget.
Yeah.
And the actors and actresses made very limited amounts because of the contracts they signed.
Yep.
The studio made the majority of the money.
Yes.
Because they signed such shitty contracts. Because they didn't know they were like normal people that signed up for this. And it was presented to them, I think, like a reality show.
Yeah.
Like you're going to do this, and you're not going to know what's going to happen. We just want to, you're going to be put through a series of different events, and we're going to get your reaction.
Good luck.
And holy, that movie scared the living fuck out of me.
All right, so let's now transition to funny Halloween scary movies like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton stole the show.
Oh, dude,
he was
amazing.
He was absolutely hysterical.
Yep.
He was an asshole.
Yep.
But he was hysterical. Nobody did it better.
That's kind of how I live life through how Beetlejuice says. Maybe
And,
by millennium.
and I never saw, there was a sequel to it. I never saw it.
Oh, it's all right. It's not
It is? Okay.
amazing, but it's all right. There's some really cool parts, but there's some
Are
parts
the
that I
other,
like.
or is there anyone else in it from the first
Yeah,
one?
there's a lot of people in it.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Like Winona Ryder and Catherine, what's her
Oh,
face, are in it again.
oh, wow. Catherine
Yeah,
O'Hara is?
yeah,
Okay.
she's in it.
Oh,
Michael
I'll check it out then.
Well, it's Tim Burton again. So they got the
Yeah.
crew back together. They just didn't have Jeffrey Jones, Ed Rooney from Ferris
Well,
Bueller.
he's dead, right?
Well, he's not dead, but they kill him off in the movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And it's cool. It's very cool and artistic how they kill him off in the movie.
But Baldwin's not in it.
No, he's not in
Alec
it.
Baldwin and
Winona
Gina
Ryder's in-
Davis.
Or yeah, Gina. Here's why they couldn't be in it. Great answer, but also they could have used makeup. Ghosts, I guess, aren't supposed to age in their world, and
Oh,
Alec
right,
Baldwin
of course.
and Gina Davis have aged.
So that's why they could. Are you serious? That's why
what
they
I
couldn't
heard.
be in it.
That was one of the reasons I heard. I'm
Dude,
sure
they
there was.
used.
Oh, and also Alec Baldwin was in a ton of shit for the death of shooting the
Oh, yeah.
cinematographer.
That's,
So
but
they were like, well, him and Jeffrey
they
Jones
use
got the
they
best.
use CGI to make people look younger.
Listen, I'm on your side. I
Yeah.
thought they could have done makeup, or they could have done something to get them in there.
So you do believe they were asked to be in it?
I don't know if they were asked. I think they weren't asked for some reason.
Yeah. I think I with the budget, I bet you they weren't asked. And with you're probably right with Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
With everything going on, they probably didn't want him in. And Gina Davis is tough.
Yeah.
But I was talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street. The first couple terrified me, and then it kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah, I started rooting for him.
And then I was looking at it. I didn't know this. From 1987, 88, 89, 91.
Yeah, bang
all just rattling them out.
Jason too. Jason as well.
Yep. Jason. Friday the 13th. Now, Friday
and like the Evil Dead movies.
Oh yes.
Have you ever seen Army of Darkness?
Who has not seen Army of Darkness? I loved Army of Darkness.
So that helped me as a kid so much. I said, all right, skeletons can be funny. This is hysterical.
Yes, because it was a parody.
It was scary, but it was also hysterical.
Yeah, it was a parody. Yes.
It was great, dude. Oh, it was so I make sure I watch that every Halloween. That's one of my favorites.
He cracks me up. Yeah. No, Army of Darkness. Absolutely.
I'm so glad you've seen that movie.
Oh my God. Yes. No, I used to watch that. I thought it was hysterical.
I thought it was.
What's that?
The Necronomicon is the book that the whole thing's based on.
Oh, okay.
The Book of the Dead.
I did not know that. Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot.
The Halloween movie that I absolutely despised, because, as you know, I was an avid Dawson's Creek fan.
Scream.
And there was one Halloween movie, I think it was 2003, where Michelle Williams was in a Halloween movie.
Oh, the actual Halloween movie.
Yes, yes, and it ruined everyone's life.
I haven't seen all of those.
You don't want to.
Yeah,
you don't want to. Honestly, the first 4 are good. After that, the Revenge of Michael Myers, Halloween 5. It just made no sense.
Is Jamie Lee in the first 4, or just
no? Jamie Lee, I believe, was in the first 2, and then she comes back for the resurrection. They tried to reboot the series, and I remember it pissed everyone off. I can't remember if it was Rob Zombie who directed it, but they killed her in the first scene.
Yeah.
And everyone was furious.
I'm sure I would. I'm furious now hearing about it. I was like, you killed Jamie Lee in the first scene? Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it was everyone was furious.
I'd be so pissed.
So they tried to reboot the series. It was 2018.
Yeah.
And it got, I remember it got pretty good reviews. I did not see it. So she was in that. And Michael Myers had been institutionalized for 40 years, and then he got out. And then 2021, it was Halloween. It was Halloween Kills, and it was the same director, and Jamie Lee was in that again. And then the most recent one was 2022, Halloween Ends. And the only reason I remember this, I didn't see it, but I remember it because the plot revolved around Jamie Lee Curtis, her character, her granddaughter.
Yes.
Was being attacked or whatever.
All right. Have you seen Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp?
Oh, come on. Yes.
It's funny. It's very funny.
I loved it.
I really loved
it. I'm
so happy he got not guilty because I liked him so much.
He does not get as much credit for his range, for what he's capable of doing.
Totally.
As an actor. Like he can do anything.
He's pretty great.
He can play any character. He can do it however you want. And like you said, like he can be an absolute trip and Jack Sparrow and hilarious.
Yep.
And he can be dramatic and serious, and he's worth every penny. Like my father's not a Johnny Depp fan, obviously, but I love him.
Las Vegas, he's unreal.
Fear and Loathing.
It's so good. So good.
Fear and Loathing should have a category for itself. Like
doctor, I advise you
to. There is nothing like I can't compare anything to Fear and Loathing.
So I was working at the beach today. And I actually quoted that movie. It's pouring up here with the nor'easter. Is it raining by you? Are you getting it?
No, we're missing it. No, but Schumann's game got moved to Tuesday because of the nor'easter, so he was pissed.
So I'm walking around in this wet sand, and I just go, there's no footing at all. Because he's walking in the hotel, he's tripping on acid, and he's wearing golf shoes, and he's like, I've got no footing at all. So that was my Fear and Loathing quote.
I remember that, and I had
so great.
I watched I think I told you about the Charlie Sheen documentary.
Yeah.
So if you ever get a chance to watch that, he
I
talks about partying with Nick Cage.
Uh-huh.
And legitimately, they're doing all sorts of acid, ecstasy. Yeah. They're fucked up.
Yeah.
And he said, like, while he was shooting this movie, he was legitimately fucked up.
Wow.
And I believe it.
Yo, absolutely.
Seeing it. But that movie, like, because I had to watch, I legitimately had to watch it probably 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I didn't understand it.
Yes.
I had no understanding. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen the movie probably 50 times, and I finally get it.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, did they give a 3-year-old crayon and he just wrote some stuff? And this is what they, like, I didn't get it. And then obviously the more I watched it, then I got it. And then I finally realized, like, this is art. Like, this is awesome.
Yo, the best cameo in that fucking movie is Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire
with the hair.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Dude,
that hair is so good.
No, nobody saw that coming.
It would
Nobody
basically
saw it
be
coming.
your hair if you grew it out shoulder length.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Everyone was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" I do remember. Man, I haven't seen that in so
I know
long,
it's been a while. We should
and
both watch it.
I would go back and watch that.
It's so fun. Literally every scene is.
But it's gonna make me want to do drugs. But I would go back.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and watch it just because
been a while.
it's entertaining. It's
Yeah.
so super entertaining.
Do you consider Donnie Darko a Halloween movie?
I didn't consider it a Halloween movie. No.
Okay.
No. I consider it in kind of that category,
Like horror.
but for just like a scary like Halloween type movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was necessarily came out around that like fall time to be a Halloween movie. That was my thing. That's kind of how like I know Halloween and A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th are all tried to be released around that time. Mm-hmm. So that was the only reason I said that. But no, I mean absolutely. I mean it fits the bill for it. Sure.
Yeah. There's it's scary.
It is scary. It is scary.
You have you seen the Nightmare Before Christmas, the clay animation cartoon movie?
Oh, is that the Tim Burton one?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We watch that all the time because I got the kids. They love it, man.
Yeah. Now to be fair, I don't think and this is not my fault.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame this on Greg Smoot.
Okay.
I do not believe I have seen that without marijuana. Because that was Smoot's thing.
Was that his go-to for that movie?
That was that, and there was the one other one that he loved. Was it Traffic? The one with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, I think that's Traffic.
I think it was Traffic. Yeah, we would. It was that. He would go. Oh no, I'm sorry, not Traffic.
Well, she is in Traffic. Then.
Yeah, she is in Traffic.
Yeah.
No, the one he would go to was George Jung. That was Smoot's dream to be George Jung, which was Johnny Depp in the movie where he's the cocaine dealer, and Ray Liotta's his father. Blow. That's what we would do. We would get high as fuck and watch Blow. He loved Blow.
I got a great story about that. So check this out. Obviously, I love music, and I had the soundtrack to Blow because it had Black Betty on it.
That was a song, yes, Black Betty. Yeah.
Black Betty. So the disc, if I could find it one of these days, was like a mirror disc with a line of Coke, a picture of it on it. So,
on the mirror?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Believe it or not, I have never done Coke, but
I believe that.
I've been around plenty of people who have.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't? Yeah.
So on a New Year's Eve, I busted this disc out, and I go to, there's a circle of people just commiserating, and I go to this group of people, and I say, hey, Happy New Year, I got you guys a gift. You know I don't do this, but I thought you guys would like it. Yo, they grabbed it and were like, oh, and it took them like 10 seconds because they were like, wait, what?
They were going to kill you. I cannot believe you did that. I would have murdered you.
It took them, they were like, how is this? I'm like, it's fake, you fucking morons. It doesn't come out. Like, it's fake. It's not stuck on there. You're fiending so badly.
That is fucking the devil to do that.
I know. It's all right. I think I had one too many caipirinhas that night and pissed the bed, so karma got
That's
me.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great that you did that. You came up with that on the fly?
Yeah, sure did. It was
hysterical. That is hysterical.
I crack myself up sometimes.
That is genius. But that was Smoot's go-to. Smoot would come over, and regardless of what I was doing, he would roll a blunt on the table the size of like 3 caterpillars pulled together, and I can't smoke for shit. I'm taking like these. Well, that's what would happen. I would take like these little puffs, and then of course we'd have to order food.
Oh yeah.
And there were several times where we actually angered Sergeant Pepperonis because I would order a sub, double the meat, double the cheese.
Oh, so good.
And, Smoot would get something, and then I would eat it, and I'd call back, and I said it wasn't enough. Triple the meat, triple the cheese. And the lady's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yep."
Like, "Have you seen me? Have you seen
I'm like,
us?"
do it. She's like, "Okay." And I had a triple the meat, triple the cheese, and then we got the boneless tenders. There were good.
Oh, so good.
We got a boatload of them.
Two more movies before I go. Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. You seen that?
Yeah, but that's again, it's him. He steals the show.
He does, and Jeffrey Jones is in it.
He's another one. He is such a great character actor.
Yeah, but he's just a creep.
He plays it perfectly.
He does. Have you seen any of the Jeepers Creepers?
I saw the first one. Yes.
Look, he's pretty fucking scary. That character.
100%. How many are there? I didn't even. Are there
At least
three?
Three.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check those out for sure.
Yeah.
That's right. We got a couple weeks.
The second one's not bad.
So Fear and Loathing, definitely have to go back and watch that.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna happen for sure. Jeepers Creepers, I'll check that out. Beetlejuice, I want to check out the second one. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, Army of Darkness. I want to check out.
Good.
Yeah, I got to watch Fear and Loathing again, just because maybe I forgot what it meant. I'll have to watch it twice.
But yeah, you watch it sober. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, sober. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can, and then the Tim Burton one you talked about. Like I said, Tim Burton and Blow.
Dark Shadows, yeah.
Yeah, Dark Shadows and Blow. I don't think I ever watched sober. I mean, we were always high. But yes, we will have to do that. Those are some good suggestions. That's a lot better than what I had.
Yeah. My schedule this coming week is a little lighter, so I've had.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I've had in-laws in all week, and I had to work a bunch of double shifts because people were out. I know. It's been fine though because I'm getting paid, so I don't care. Did they give you a end date at least, or no? Are you still not yet? Good. But they're working on it. Like they got me doing stuff. I'm not too concerned. Like they're slowly following me stuff. Like I'm at a point where I've kind of told that, or they're like they don't want to risk losing me, which is kind of nice. No, yeah. They can't. But I'm still also looking for better things. No. I know you are. And we're working on that. I still got. I'm still coming up for the November 1st, and I'm going to talk with Burton. And I'll find out with Sean. Sean said something was supposed to happen, but apparently it has not. So I will talk with him. All right, cool. And we'll go from there. All right. But yeah, great show. That was hilarious. Yeah. I can't wait till that starts. It's going to be freaking awesome. So yeah, this week you watch, even if you just I'm going to get to one movie. We'll talk. I got to watch Fear and Loathing. Fear and Loathing. I'll watch it. I'm sorry. I have to. Seriously, my buddy and I, he was one of my best men. I had 3. We watched that movie, I'm not joking, 50 fucking times. If I watch this movie once, I will be able to quote the whole fucking thing. The whole thing. I haven't watched it in like 20 years. That's why I haven't watched it in probably a good 10. Good 10. Yeah. Definitely I have to watch that. And then it's either I'm going to try to do that, I'm going to try to do Army of Darkness, and then I'm going to try to do Beetlejuice. The second one. Oh, that's great. I'll talk all day about those. I gotta try to do those. But great. Yeah, Fear and Loathing, that's a done deal. That's happening for sure.
But yeah, so again, I just have to mention Dynamic Human Performance, owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, of all sports. He has got a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. He has a boot camp program, an athletic development program, and you can work with him by going to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob in Decatur, Georgia. They train offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments all across the country. Proud to say they were undefeated and everyone attended. We have the Trench Mob podcast every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Julius is also taking kids to college showcase camps. And again, proud to say every college camp that was attended, a member of the Trench Mob was offered a full scholarship. To work with the best, go to www.battleofthetrenches.com. And then we have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. He has spent the last 3 years focusing on the art of financial planning. He does insurance policies. He specializes in life insurance. He will make you a boatload of money and make it tax-free. He also does retirement planning. He understands the stress that goes into it. How long am I going to need this money? Do I have enough? Is it going to last the years that I'm going to be alive? James will answer those questions and more because fear of the unknown is real. Go to his website. It's lutherjamesinsurance.com. And we'll give out a shout out to Ned Von Young, Freshfold Laundry Co., Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's a high-end laundry service. Pickup, delivery, schedule online. Go to myfreshfold-laundry.com to see all the services that they offer. They have an online subscription model as well, and you can do it weekly or bi-weekly. And he also has deals for college students. So make sure you check out Freshfold Laundry Company down in Chapel Hill. So for Sean Mulcahy, UConn captain, star, legend, and podcaster of the year, I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at James Franklin.